Hey everybody, I'm Aggressive Tomato. What's going on? The Destiny 2 beta is in full-on swing, at least for early access. By now, PlayStation and Xbox have both kind of gotten their early access going on, and most people who do any Destiny-related content are, well, releasing Destiny 2 beta content. Right now, I'm gonna do the same. Why? Because I like Destiny, and Destiny 2 beta tickles me in all the places. So rather than doing just pure gameplay videos, I'm going to do more or less concept videos where I just talk over my own opinions. There are lots of these kind of videos out on YouTube right now for Destiny 2, especially just talking about how they feel about it, so I'm going to give my own take. This episode we're talking about the Warlock, aka the, as some would call it, the Master Race, aka they're not the Master Race, so everybody just shut up. There is no Master Race. There's no Guardian Master Race out there, so everyone can just be quiet. Except for the Hunters. The Hunters Master Race. Okay, hopefully that triggered some of you. If so, type in comments who you think the Master Race is. Anyway, let's talk about the Warlock. So, a lot of people nowadays are like, oh man, like, what class do we pick? The classes are so much different now. You got the Warlocks, the Titans, and the Hunters. Me personally, I wanted to try the Warlock because I really want to see where this Dawnblade's going. So, before I talk about the supers, I'm going to talk about the most basic things, basic Warlock things. They are still slow. The Warlocks are still kind of, they're still kind of the in-between people, at least on agility. Whenever I was running around the map, Endless Vale, I think it's called, I didn't get anywhere too fast. Like, Hunters still outran me, and still out-meleeed me. Like, and Titans still beat the crap out of me because they have OP melee. So, essentially, the Warlocks are still kinda speedy. They don't take much damage though. They're kind of on the mediocre of that too. Whereas at least on the armor section, like the equivalent of Warlock of Destiny 2 stats to the original Destiny stats, Warlocks still retain that health regen, especially with that new Rift ability, which is something I really liked. I actually thought that the whole pop a Rift that either empowers you or heals you was a very good idea. I actually really like it because it does give them more or less a helping ability to help out the team some, rather than just have them be like the hunt, like, you know, a non-supportive character. Which me personally I like. That gives them more utility. Regardless of what subclass you're using, you can just pop that Rift, you know, and you can go ham on some enemies, regardless of PvP or PvE. Now, compared to the original Warlock, which I do play sometimes, I didn't hate the changes. I actually thought that the changes were really good. Having it to where the 3 grenades return, the Exenium bolts, flame bolts, sticky grenades, all sorts of things. They just stay the same. They stay the same to a point. The grenades nowadays, at least for the Warlocks, I haven't checked the other Guardian Grenades abilities. The grenades for the Warlocks feel much more not so much unique. Well, not so much. They're still unique, but they aren't as potent as before. And I think that that's just a generally good change for the PvP aspect of the game. It's no longer ability spam 24/7. Nowadays, there are a lot more gunfights, especially the Warlock, though, because of that Rift, they are much more team orientated. In other words, now when I play Warlock, I'm not this dope little guy who's just drifting all over the place, throwing grenades anywhere. Now I can actually choose, hey, do you want to throw a few sticky grenades? They won't kill, they will damage, but they won't kill. And then I can follow up with like a good SMG, some pinpoints with that. And if that doesn't work, I can always pop that Rift and be a more supportive role. which I really like about the Warlock. You can do the kind of offensive and the support, which I think is a good like division between, you know, that kind of thing. As for like the general more in-depth things, the in-depth changes, the change of the Sunsinger, which to the Dawnblade, I hate to say it, but I like it so much better than Sunsinger. And most of you know that Sunsinger, the super is you get a defense and a all-around stat boost, and then you can throw a million nades. You can throw grenades everywhere. Now, aside from that, the only other reason you'd run Sunsinger was for the self-res, in which if you had a full super when you died, you could press the super button and come back from the dead. That was the only reason anyone really played Sunsinger. Sunsinger, yeah, had sticky nades and dual nades, which was a very big thing that me personally, I think is, you know, practically just a good thing to have on a character class, especially in Destiny 2, where, you know, you can't always get the overpower, you can't always do as much as you want because your grenades don't do that much more damage. Having that really does give the Warlocks a little bit more reason to play. That rift that can be either empowering or healing is just really good. I like that idea. It gives them a more supportive role in a team-based play. Like for the raid, when that comes out, when the main game comes out, if I put on a Warlock and it's raid, I'm putting on empowering rift rather than healing rift. Now, I'm still avoiding the supers. I want to talk about those for last. Like, I want to talk about the supers for last. As for the Dawnblade, I didn't really see too much of a difference from the Sunsinger. I really didn't. Like, they still have the flame bolts, they still have the fusion grenades, they still have the solar grenades, and they still have all that. They have all the jumps. They have all the jumps they had before. They're just a lot more floaty. Another big thing is with the nodes, the entombments you can get, which are essentially replacements for your perks. They're very, 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 very selective. This is a big negative I have, and this isn't just for the Warlocks. This is for the whole thing. I feel like the entombments are a flawed part of the beta, mainly because it gives more balance, but takes away from creativity, which isn't a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. This is just a nitpick. I really wish they would have gone a little bit deeper with the Warlock's set attunement. For those of you who don't know, the beta, you only get one attunement per subclass. This way, you know, it's still a mystery how the other ones work. Each one dedicated to a playstyle. As on the Dawnblade for the Warlock, you basically can get Angel of Light, which for those of you who don't know, when you aim down sights and fire weaponry while flying, you'll stay in place for a little bit. I think this is... I've never been a big Angel of Light fan. And for PvE, it's really, really good. That's because like enemies don't really know how to shoot you. They just shoot at you. But in PvP, I really don't think it's going to have much usage. For PvE, yes, you can use that and just take out a lot of enemies. They also can do the Twilight Garrison thing that Titans can do. So that's always a plus. They can press circle, circle in the air, and they can do a little rush forward, which is just a quality of life thing. I like that. Now let's get on to the super, which everyone is talking about. I think the Dawnblade is one of the best super ideas. It is so much better than Radiance. Radiance, in my opinion, is selective, whereas Dawnblade is something you can pop and you can just go ham. As you can see in the background gameplay, I can take a hunter. This guy's maybe shooting me. I took him out, and I even have a little bit of range. It's like a hammer of soul, essentially, but for the Warlocks, and it's so much better. I think that the actual results of using Dawnblade are so much more effective than using Radiance. Radiance is not something I like using other than for the self-res. And Dawnblade is just better. Like, I think Dawnblade is a so much better thing than, let's say, I don't know, the Radiance, a million nades. Now, in Radiance in Destiny 2 would have been awesome to have, in my opinion, because since the nades are much weaker, it would have been a balancing factor. But I'm not complaining. I like that Dawnblade so much better. It's more unique. It's more colorful. It's just a better super than Radiance. I mean, sure, you can resurrect from the dead with Radiance, but since that's going away in Destiny 2, having just a super that's reliable, like the Dawnblade, is just effective. Now the next subclass, as for Voidwalker, holy, Voidwalker, you are setting the bar for Void subclasses. At least for the Warlock, at least for not the Sentinel. Sentinel is for like another day. I'm going to talk about Sentinel for the Titans tomorrow, which will be Thursday. Yeah, I'm uploading a Titan video on Thursday. I think that the Voidwalker thing really just changes the Nova Bomb so much better. Of course, let's go back over the thing. You still have the Rift ability to, pop the supportive Rift or the more offensive Rift. Warlock's Blink now, thanks to Voidwalker, which is a huge thing. I am very into that. Blink has been something that I think a lot of people have been complaining about because Titans can't do it. And at least in Destiny 1, Hunters, they have their Blink, and so do Warlocks. And, the problem with the Hunters one is that they can turn invisible, blink, and shotgun. That's a big issue, blink shotgunning. Whenever I use Blink, it fucks me up. Like, I just can't use Blink because it confuses me more than it confuses the enemy. I think that Warlocks having Blink on their Voidwalker gives it even more of a reason to use Voidwalker. The actual, ability just to teleport just for a little bit, just so we can get out of the way, is so much better than having it be a problem before. Because now, since, everything's been toned down a bit, it's no longer ability spam, secondary spam. It's now primary gunfights. So having a little tactical advantage such as Blink does give the Warlocks some edge in combat, whereas Titans and Hunters can just, use much more ranged abilities. I think that the Voidwalker really does set the bar for what Warlocks, for new Warlock abilities should be. While, yes, it's a lot of people aren't really feeling Blink. They wish that died off. I don't think so. Blink is a great concept. And Bungie, I think this time, has really nailed down what they need to do. Now, as for the Nova Bomb, oh my god, the Nova Bomb. The Nova Bomb is, ooh boy. So, for those of you who don't know, the Nova Bomb has been altered quite a bit. And I think it's for the better. The Nova Bomb actually now travels much slower. Like, much slower. Before it traveled slow, but now it's like a snail. However, what it lacks in speed and makes up for in just pure raw killing potential. I'm being serious. If you take the Nova Bomb, launch it forward, it'll explode, and then explode again in a larger area of effect. Overall, I think this is much better because it gives the Nova Bomb more damage opportunities without having to use Shatter. And I think that it spawns little mini bombs. It's just a quality of life thing that I think every, big mega explosion thing should do if it's aiming to be that. I don't have much to say about Voidwalker. It's exactly the same as it was in Destiny 1, just as Super has gotten better. Well, that will do it for this video. I'm gonna try and go do a few more things today. I hope you like my thoughts on the Warlock. Tomorrow I'm going to be going over Titan, and then on Friday I'll be doing Hunter. On Saturday I'll be doing PvP things, and Sunday I'll be doing my thoughts on PvE with a strike. Thank y'all for watching. Remember to hail our Lord and Savior, Mr. Sunny. Bye-bye.